here so that we can learn more about God. Hey, and we can wake him up. Are you ready to say good morning to God? You know, there's lots and lots and lots of ways to say good morning to God. We could do it as a whisper, or we could yell as loud as we wanted. Either way, God is going to hear it, and he's going to know that we are waking him up for a wonderful, wonderful day. So on the count of 3, let's go. Sorry, friends. Let's say good morning to God. 1, 2, 3. That was so great. I love the way that you chose to say good morning to God. Before we read our scripture today, you're going to go hang out with Mr. Bruce. Take it away, Mr. Bruce.
Hi friends, I've got a new song for you. It comes out of the hymnal. It's hymn 673, God Whose Almighty Word. I'm going to teach it to you. It's the first verse. I feel like the text is really important for right now, and especially the last 4 words, let there be light. Here's the first part. Listen. God whose almighty word. Sing it. God whose almighty word. Chaos and darkness heard. Listen. Chaos and darkness heard. Sing it. Chaos and darkness heard, and took their flight. And took their flight. Sing it. And took their flight. Let's do all that together. God whose almighty word, chaos and darkness heard, and took their flight. 1, ready, sing. God whose almighty word, chaos and darkness heard, and took their flight. Here's the next part. Hear us, we humbly pray. Sing it or listen to it. Hear us, we humbly pray. Same tune again. And where the gospel day. And where the gospel day sheds not its glorious ray. Sheds not its glorious ray. Let there be light. Let there be light. Let's try all of that. Hear us, we humbly pray. And where the gospel day sheds not its glorious ray, let there be light. Here it is. Ready? Go. Hear us, we humbly pray, and where the gospel day sheds not its glorious ray, let there be light. Let's do the whole thing through. I'm going to sing it and play it with you. Beginning, ready, go. God whose almighty word, chaos and darkness heard, and took their flight. Hear us, we humbly pray, and where the gospel day sheds not its glorious ray, let there be light. We're going to sing it twice through with all the parts being played. God whose almighty word. Sing with me twice through. 1, ready, go. God whose almighty word, chaos and darkness heard, and took their flight. Hear us, we humbly pray, and where the gospel day sheds not its glorious ray, let there be light. Again, God whose almighty word, chaos and darkness heard, and took their flight. Hear us, we humbly pray, and where the gospel day sheds not its glorious ray, let there be light.
Welcome back. I'm so glad that you are back. And thank you, Mr. Bruce. That was a great song. The story we're reading today in our Spark Story Bible is on page 302. 302. I'm going to give you a little bit of time to get there. It is the parable of the vineyard. We have the parable of the vineyard from Matthew chapter 21, verses 33 through 46. I am going to be reading it to you out of this Bible, but it is also in the adult Bibles and the big kid Bibles. And I read it in this one too, just to get a little bit more understanding. When we make our connections, I am going to tell you a few things out of here. So I just wanted you to know that. I'm going to make some connections. We are reading the parable of the vineyard. The Pharisees were a group of people who didn't like what Jesus said and treated Jesus badly. Jesus told the Pharisees a story to help them understand what they were doing was wrong. Remember, Jesus likes to tell stories to teach us things. Stories can also be called parables, and parables is just a fancy name to say a story that teaches us stuff. Jesus loved to tell stories. Jesus said, "A man built a vineyard and planted grapes. He hired workers to care for the grapes. When the grapes were ripe, the man sent his servant one by one to get the grapes. But each time, the workers watching the vineyard hurt the servants. The man tried sending his son, but they hurt him too." Gotta switch it to this side so I can see better, guys. Y'all, I don't have my glasses. The Pharisees realized that Jesus was talking about them. Every time God sent someone to help them learn more about God, they were mean to that person instead of listening to what the person had to say. Jesus was there to save them, but they weren't even listening. Wow, they weren't listening. Jesus was there to help them learn and help them see what they were doing wrong. Remember, we talked about that before, that he gave them the two brothers. One brother didn't want to do anything, and then he finally helped him. Then the second brother said he would do it, but then he didn't. So he told them about that they could change their ways and still have God's grace and love. But they're just choosing to be bad and make bad decisions. What would you choose? I would choose to follow Jesus, and I'm so glad that I have. I hope you guys have a fantastic week. I also hope that I found my glasses. They're in the car, so that I can read better. Okay? You guys have a great week, and I love you, and I miss you, and don't forget to wash those hands. Bye, friends.